So imagine living in a beautiful city with mountain views, delicious food, and of course friendly people, all for less than the cost of rent in New York. Of course, today we are exploring the cheapest cities to live in South America in 2026. So whether it is for digital nomads, retirees, or anyone dreaming of a fresh start, these cities prove you don't need to be rich to live well. And of course, we're going to start with Cuenca, Ecuador. Of course, Cuenca has got cobblestone streets, they have got colorful houses, and they have got mountain air that feels like a hug. So rent in Cuenca for a cozy apartment costs around $400 a month, and the fresh fruits at the market cost just a few dollars. So Cuenca is super safe, and of course it is full of expats who love its calm and of course creative vibe. So next up we have Medellin, Colombia. Of course, Medellin was once known for the wrong reasons. Medellin used to be famous for bad news, but now it is famous for good life on a small budget. So Medellin is now one of the most innovative cities in Latin America. Of course, it is called the city of eternal spring because the weather is perfect all year. So you can live comfortably in Medellin for 800 to $1,000 a month with fast Wi-Fi. They've got great coffee and of course bustling digital nomad scene. So imagine living in a place where you can get a yummy lunch of soup, rice, meat, and juice for $3 or $4. And renting a nice studio here in Medellin can cost as little as $500 a month. That is like the price of a parking spot in New York City. And everyone in Medellin is super friendly. So Medellin is famous because the weather is perfect. Not too hot, not too cold, all year round. And of course, the cost of living is extremely affordable. Now let's fly to La Paz, Bolivia. Of course, La Paz is the city that sits high in the Andes, literally in the cloud. Of course, La Paz is one of the most affordable capitals in the world. They've got street food like Santeñas that cost less than $1, and of course, rent in La Paz can be under $300, and then the views in La Paz is also unreal. So it is like living inside a painting. Of course, La Paz is very, very incredible. Then heading south, we have Asuncion, Paraguay. Of course, this hidden gem is quiet, it is very, very safe, and of course, super cheap. Locals are friendly, and the cost of living in Asuncion is about 60% lower than in the United States. So you can enjoy steak dinners, sunny weather, and of course, a relaxed lifestyle without breaking the bank. So this city of Asuncion, Paraguay is a hidden treasure. Rent is very low, electricity is super cheap, and the food comes from local farms. So prices stay friendly. So Asuncion is lower, quieter, and of course perfect if you want peace and more money left in your pocket at the end of the month. Then finally we have Arequipa, Peru. Of course, Arequipa is known as the White City. Arequipa is surrounded by volcanoes, and of course it is filled with history. So you can rent a nice apartment in Arequipa for $350 to $500 a month, and the food scene is of course incredible. So what makes this city special is that they are not just cheap, they offer quality of life. You get good culture, nature, and of course friendly community, all while spending less. So it is not about escaping life, of course it is about upgrading it. So Arequipa is like a storybook city, with volcano news, and of course rent is cheaper here in Arequipa than Lima. So food is tasty and affordable in Arequipa. Of course, life feels relaxed but still modern. So Arequipa is perfect if you want beauty, safety, and of course low living cost together. Then we also have Cochabamba, Bolivia. Of course, think of Cochabamba like a cozy pocket city. Of course, rent is cheap, food is fresh, buses cost almost nothing. So you can eat a full meal for the price of a snack in big cities. So locals call it the city of eternal spring because the weather is friendly, just like the people. So Cochabamba is great if you want a calm life and of course low stress. Now, living cheap doesn't mean living badly, you know. These cities prove you can have comfort, culture, and of course community without money stress. More savings, more freedom, more life. So, if 2026 is your year to move, travel, or start fresh, South America has cities that welcome you with open arms and of course low prices. And trust me, your wallet will say a big thank you. So, if 2026 is the year to chase adventure or stretch your savings, South America might be calling your name, you know, from the Andes to the Amazon. There's a city waiting to welcome you home, you know, and let me know in the comment down below which city you do move to first. So if this video gave you travel fever, hit that subscribe button and like and follow for more global living tips, you know. So ladies and gentlemen, I am Johnny Jive. See you in the next video.